One of the best video game franchises is officially back. I'm Greg Patten and welcome to the Fake Sports News. This is the Fake Sports News Desk. And I'm going to be gushing, guys, today because Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 came out today. The remaster, the remake, however you want to describe it, it's fantastic. That's my early impressions. You can stop the video now. No, I'm just kidding. Tony Hawk has been dead, it feels like, for at least a couple years. Like, it has been a long time since we felt this good playing a skateboard game. 2020 has been a fantastic year for skateboard fans. Skate getting a sequel announced, Session coming to PC, Skater XL coming out of early access, and now the granddaddy of them all, the Birdman himself. The game that defined what skateboarding was, even though it was an arcade game, has been brought back, given a new coat of paint, but it's so much more than that. First off, Vicarious Visions, B-Nox, well done, bravo. You deserve all of the applause for this. You have taken something that is so beloved in Tony Hawk 1 and 2, and you've brought them to a new generation and made the old generation proud. These games are fun. I've only spent time playing 3 levels so far. These are early impressions, but I am so impressed by what's here. Tony Hawk 1 and 2 feel fresh in this time. It's a time when you would think that this kind of game would have already been passé, when nobody would have interest in playing a pick-up-and-play skateboard game. But they nail it. They add so many new things. The controls are tight. The graphics look great. There's so many skateboarders to pick from previous years, even before Tony Hawk was the biggest name in skateboarding they've included. Plus, there's new skateboarders who, okay, being honest, I don't know who they are, but they're young people who have kept the sport alive after all these years, who've transitioned from the popularity of the peak X Games era. Tony Hawk 1 and 2 is finally in its right place, and it even has Tony Hawk 3 and 4 controls where the wall bounce is included, where it's easier to manual than ever before. They even have mods set up in the settings to where you can actually adjust it. If grinding was always something that you failed and you couldn't get past a certain area or complete a challenge, they've got ways for you to turn it off. Its accessibility is so high. The customization is there, and no microtransactions. I remember when this was announced late spring, I want to say, I was so skeptical right away. I was like, oh, they're doing this again. They're trying to do a Tony Hawk game again just to capture the nostalgia. I was wrong. This is amazing. This is one of the happiest video game experiences I've had in a long time. They nail it. Right from the warehouse level to start the game, they nail the feel of what made Tony Hawk so great in the first place. Even if you were a rollerblade kid or a skateboarder, you found in Tony Hawk, I'd even say the BMX kids actually like Tony Hawk, even though they pretended they liked those Dave Mirra games back in the day more. But they nailed it. They found a way to bring these games back and make them feel fresh. The controls feel exactly the way they should feel. They're nice and tight. Whether you're performing a manual, a kickflip, or you're actually going for the crazy 900 or the Madonna, it doesn't matter. They feel good. Yes, as you'll see in the footage, I'm getting my feet wet again because I'm learning to play the games again. It's been a long time since I've played a skateboard game like this. We went through the whole skate thing. We've got Session on PC. We've got Skater XL in early access. These games are trying to do different things. Tony Hawk is the arcade skateboard game that you can play with your friends. I can't even wait to go online with people and sit in lobbies and watch them do their tricks and then see if I can duplicate it in a game of horse or to see if I actually can beat them in a score run. This game feels fresh in a way that I wasn't expecting. Yes, it's up-res. Yes, the graphics look good. But they've done such a great job of moving stuff around from the old days. You can still collect the skate letters. The tapes are still there. but they've added new tricks. They've added new ideals to make it feel fresh when you're in the warehouse. I've only played 3 levels. I've played the warehouse, the school, and the mall. They all feel very different, and they all have that sense of one more run, just one more run. What I really am impressed by is how quick the load screens are. You get your 2-minute run done, and then 5 seconds later, boom, retry level, you're right back in it. It feels almost like a roguelike game in that sense of there's no time to kill. It just jumps right back in and gets you. When I was recording the footage, I thought I had played so much longer than I actually had. So when I was looking at the time code, I was even going, oh wait, no man, I got another 40 minutes of this. This is awesome. It's very rare to play something that comes out that you have nostalgia for, and it surpasses the nostalgia. I don't want to tell people on this channel whether you should buy a game or how to spend your money, because we all have different tastes, we all like different things. But I highly recommend you at least give Tony Hawk a shot. If you can rent it, rent it. If you can get it on discount, get it on discount. But it's really worth the full price so far what I've played. That could change once I see everything. But my early impressions are, this is a classic being done justice. And how often do we get to say that in video games? In a year that's had so much turmoil, in a day, even in a week when we've had a game that's coming out that has so many controversies about microtransactions. Here's a game that you just buy, it's all there. There's no extra purchases except cosmetic. If you're gonna buy things in the store, you can buy that with in-game money. Knowing Activision, I won't be shocked if they stick microtransactions in it later, but right now there's none of that. And that feels so good to play something like this. It gives you that joy of why you liked video games to begin with. Tony Hawk is one of the highest rated video game series of all time. It was Activision's biggest moneymaker in the 90s. Before they got into Guitar Hero and DJ Hero, well, not DJ Hero, I mean really, that's kind of silly. Call of Duty being of course the one that pretty much is their cash cow these days. It's incredible to see a game that had this much care put into it. People who actually loved what they were working on. And for once, Activision stayed out of putting their hands in the marketing and how things are. If you grew up with Tony Hawk, pick this up. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. If you have always heard about the Tony Hawk games, but they've been bad, there's been the mobile game that was terrible, there's been that HD remake from a couple years ago. This is the one that will explain to you why everybody loves this game. And if you think I'm joking, it's still, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is the 2nd highest rated video game on Metacritic. I'm not making this up, of all time, when they go into the classics. There's a reason why. Because even if you weren't into skateboarding, even if you weren't into punk rock or hip hop music, this game was just fun to play with your friends. It was no frills. It was just something that was easy to pick up and play, but hard to master. Your friends who are really good at it are probably still going to be really good at it. But it doesn't matter, because this game is a ton of fun. This game is a ton of fun. See, I'm too excited. I can't even talk straight sometimes about this. Look, I'm gushing about a game that I've always had a soft spot for. But even I didn't expect that it was going to be this good. This game is why you play video games. They can bring you so much joy and happiness, and it's an escape. This will be a meditative game for me. On those days where I have a rough day, I will play some Tony Hawk because it will just feel good. I had a friend who used to have a saying all the time that when we would have a bad day at work, he would say, "Today's an ice cream day, Greg." And I would say, "What does that mean?" He's like, "It's been such a bad morning, we're going for ice cream." And after that, you know what? You felt better. That's what Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 should be. It should be your ice cream day. It should be the game you play after you've had a bad day. But hey, that's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you plan on picking up Tony Hawk 1 and 2, and if you've got any old stories of old matches, online communities involving Tony Hawk. I'd love to hear those too in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you like the kind of content we're providing with the Fake Sports News. I'm Greg Patten saying, if you can't play sports, play games, and you should probably pick this one up.